Damn, we are officially started now. And then the other thing I'm going to do before I forget, and I might have to set my screen aside for 1 second to do it, is I'm going to send you all the resources so I don't forget to add that in. So in the chat, you're going to see a Google Drive, and it just says Strategic Partnership of Resources. Let me pull my screen share back up here because I know I set it down for a second so I could grab my Word document. That drive, you don't have to grab it right now, but before the call is over, grab that link, save it into a Word document, notepad, whatever you want to do. That Google Drive has a PDF copy of this presentation. It has a recording of the last coaching call I did on this subject. It has some templates and some scripts. So it's everything you need to go execute this strategy after the call is over. I would never want to give you knowledge and not give you the tools and resources to execute on the knowledge. So this is me in a nutshell. If you already know me, then we won't bore you guys with this stuff. If you jumped on from Eventbrite and you've never met me and you don't know who I am, this is me in a nutshell. Currently, as of a week ago, when we wrapped up 2024 numbers, I am the #2 agent in the state of Florida for Epic Realty in units sold. The only reason I'm not #1 is because I've only been with Epic for 9 months, so my 12-month year was cut short. I'd have tied for first based on the numbers, but that's neither here nor there. All that to say, I am still a top producing agent. I am still out slinging deals. I love to coach. I love to teach. I love to help people replicate my success, but I'm not one of those people that, well, those who can't do coach. Like I coach because I love to do and I love to help people. So that's kind of why I got into the coaching business. I'm also a Northeast Florida area leader for Epic Realty. So I'm one of the proactive boots on the ground mentors for the company. Wrote a book a couple years ago called The Startup Agent, writing another book as we speak called Prospecting for Your Personality Type. Do a lot of fun stuff, all that stuff. If you have any questions after this presentation, if there's something that it wasn't super clear, or now I've got the resources and I've got another question, that QR code will take you to my link tree. That is all my info: phone, email, websites, everything. You're going to see that again on the any questions slide. But if you're not on your phone and you want to scan it, that'll take you to my link tree. You'll have all my info. That's it. That's it in a nutshell. Let's keep going. So what we're going to talk about today, strategic partnerships, is one of those things that most people don't ever think about until they hear about it. And then they go, well, I haven't ever heard about this, right? It is an awesome way to build your real estate business. And it's multifaceted. There's several different partners that you can create. But it is a lot of fun when you create them. So we'll talk about why do we want to build strategic partnerships. We'll talk about the different types of partnerships you can create. How do we find those partners to start the conversation? What's that even look like? How do we solidify that partnership? Then we'll do a little Q&A. And then before we wrap up the call, I'm actually going to do another screen share and walk you through exactly how to execute this plan. So you will leave here with all the knowledge, all the tools, all the resources you need to put this into practice for your business. If you don't, that's on you. I can't run your business for you, but I'm going to give you everything you need to do it. Okay, so why strategic partnerships? How many people, show of hands, would love to have an extra 5 or 10 listings a year at absolutely no cost? No lead generation, no marketing budget, no referral fees, just listings handed to you because you know somebody who values your relationship. Most people raise their hands, right? That's why strategic partnerships are so much fun, because one, they have your customers already. You don't have to go find them. They already have them. Two, you have their customers already. So there's massive value that you can bring to this partnership. It's a two-way street. This is not I would love it if someone could send me a referral. Please, please, please. Anybody referral? This is genuine relationship building where both sides of the relationship understand what the other person wants, what the other person needs, what the other person provides, so that you can grow together. It's a super fun way to grow your business. And it's all just based on that value exchange of let's serve each other's clients better. Let's share business when it makes sense to. There is no cost to this strategy whatsoever. Okay. Some of the types of partnerships. This is obviously not all of them. This is just some of the big ones that I like to talk about. Think about your business. I tell people this all the time, and almost every coaching call I do, I reference this. You are the CEO of your company. That is a fact, whether you realize it or not. The moment you got your real estate license, you became the CEO of your company. So every great CEO has a board of directors, right? They have people that they intentionally surround themselves with in order to cultivate the right relationships, grow the business together, make more money, move out in the same direction, right? So these strategic partnerships, these are essentially you just building your board of directors. And a lot of people think of people like lenders, title, maybe a home inspector, a handyman. Those are the things that people think about in the real estate space. But oftentimes they don't think about the other licensed professionals that already have your clients. And that's a whole different ball of wax because they're not necessarily directly in the real estate space. So most people don't think about it, but they absolutely have customers that need a realtor. And so we'll talk about that as we go. I'm going to talk primarily about estate attorneys just because it would be difficult to run a coaching call breaking out back and forth 5, 6 different things. Understand that everything I'm going to show you applies to every single one of them. Estate attorneys have your clients all day long. We'll use that as an example. CPAs work with people that have money. People that have money like to buy and sell houses. CPAs have your clients all day long. Financial advisors work with people that are trying to make investments. Real estate is an investment. They have your clients all day long. Bankruptcy attorneys, sometimes they got to sell the assets. Divorce lawyers, sometimes there's a division of assets. So there's either a sell and 2 buy sides. There's a refinance and potentially buy sides because somebody refis the house, pays off the other party now goes and buys a new house. There's always a real estate transaction happening. I say always, almost always a real estate transaction or 2 happening in a divorce scenario. So all of those have your clients, and you can actually drive clients to all of those as well, which makes it a lot of fun. I'll go back through that list really fast and help you understand how you can drive clients to those. So estate attorneys, here's a statistical fact for you. Keep catalog this, put this in your brain. 70% of Americans don't have any estate planning documents, not even a basic will. So that means every person you know, current clients, past clients, fellow realtors, friends, family, everyone you know, 7 out of 10 don't have a will. They need an estate attorney. They just don't realize it, and they don't have one on call. So imagine if every time you closed a transaction with a buyer, just use this as an example. You said, hey, Walt, congratulations on the closing. I'm super excited for you. I know you guys are going to love this house. Did you update your will? Logical question to ask, right? They just bought a multi-$100,000 asset. Did you update your will? They're 7 out of 10 times. This is statistical fact. They're going to look at you funny and go, Walt, what are you talking about? I don't even have a will. Oh, hey, listen. You guys are like family to me now. I love you guys. I want to make sure that you're protected. You just bought this multi-$100,000 asset. Heaven forbid something was to happen to one of you. I want to make sure that your estate is protected. Listen, don't stress over this. I got you. I have a wonderful estate attorney partner. Do me a personal favor. Give them 15 minutes of your time. I'm going to make a text introduction. Talk to them about why this stuff is important. If you don't want to use them after that conversation, that's fine, but I'll sleep better at night knowing you let me make the introduction. Can I do that for you? They're going to say yes. They're going to appreciate it. So you can drive customers to your estate attorney partner all day long. But estate attorneys, 70% of the time, people die without a will. Well, estate attorneys, that's their job, is to walk people through the probate process in order to sell the family's assets when somebody dies without a will, which means 7 out of 10 times somebody dies, there's no will. They're going through the probate process. They are going to have an estate attorney walk them through this months-long legal process. At the end of that legal process, when they're ready to sell Uncle Joe's estate, shouldn't your estate attorney say, hey, listen, you guys are almost done. I'm super excited for you. I know this has been stressful. You're about ready to sell the houses and the farm or whatever it is. Do you already have a wonderful realtor working with you? Because if you don't, I'd love to introduce you to Walt, my realtor partner. He's phenomenal. He will take care of you. That's gold. You don't have to try to convert that client and sell them on anything. They're going to call you and say, hey, the estate attorney said to call you. I need to list the house. When can we meet? Done. And there's no referral fee because they're not a licensed realtor. That's just us sharing business together when it makes sense to. CPAs the same way, financial advisors. Imagine this. You look at the net sheet for your sellers, right? You know how much money they're making when they close. If they bought a house 5 years ago, 6 years ago, 9 years ago, and they're looking to make 6 figures when it closes. Wouldn't it make sense for you as someone who loves your clients to say, hey, listen, saw that net sheet? Whew. Yeah, buddy, that's great. I'm super excited for you guys. Do you already have a wonderful financial advisor that can walk you through how to really maximize this opportunity and take advantage of that money? Because if you don't, I have a wonderful financial advisor partner I'd love to connect you to. I want to make sure that that wealth that you're generating in this sale continues to grow for you. Can I make that introduction? Right. You can trade business all day long with these partners. So it's a lot of fun. Okay, moving on. Those are the types of partnerships that we are looking to form. How do we find them? It's really not that hard. We'll talk about it. I'm going to show you some stuff online. Understand though, just like a client, not every person is the right fit for you. So don't stress over that. That's okay. Not every business professional is going to be the right partner for you. Don't worry about that. We're looking for quality over quantity. One good estate attorney, literally, never mind anything else. One good estate attorney partner can put dozens of listings in front of you every year. Doesn't cost you anything. All you have to do is have the right conversation and build the partnership. So you might go through a couple potential partners that wind up not being your partners until you solidify the right one. That's okay. No big deal. We are looking, when we're out there trying to actively find the partner, we are looking for an already established business that is not so big that they won't appreciate the relationship, right? We're looking for someone with a good online presence. They got some decent reviews, but they're still looking to grow. They're looking to expand, right? I'm not looking for Morgan and Stanley, the largest law firm in Florida. They won't need me, right? They won't understand the value of a partnership. But if you're looking at a local, a state attorney, a local CPA, a local financial advisor, they're still looking to grow. They still understand the value of relationships. That's the kind of partner that you're going to want to talk to. And then almost always, every once in a blue moon, there's a phone number, but typically you're not going to see like the lawyer's phone number on their website. That's just not what they do, right? They're not like realtors where we plaster it everywhere. So you'll probably have to use the contact us button on their website. I'll walk you through exactly how to do that. But we're looking, and again, this how-to, I'm going to literally do a screen share and walk you through the how-to. So don't feel like you got to scramble and take notes. But we're looking for the right partner, not necessarily a bunch of different partners. We want to really hone in on the right quality of person when we do this. So how do we start this conversation? Well, I'm going to give you the strategic partner email template. It's already in the Google Drive. That's what you're going to use to make the initial engagement through the contact us button. When you get a partner who wants to talk to you, jump on a Zoom call, go meet in person, use the strategic partnership script on how to walk through that conversation. Again, it's in the Google Drive already for you. Follow the 80-20 rule on this one. Most of your conversation should not be about the business at all. It should be about making that initial connection, right? Just like with your client. You would not walk into a listing client's house blind and go, okay, here I am. We're selling this. Here's the paperwork. Tell me more about you. What about the family? Why are you selling? What's your timeline? What are your questions, right? You're going to build some rapport. You're going to do the same thing with your partner here. You're going to make a personal connection before you dive deep into the business. And I'll talk a little bit more about that on the how-to. But be very clear in your expectations, right? I tell my partners, I am looking to form a strategic partnership where we can mutually benefit each other's clients at a higher level while we grow through each other. Does that sound like somebody you'd be interested in having a conversation with? I'm very, very clear on the expectations. And then lastly, show up with a gift in hand. And what I mean by that is this isn't a two-way street. We know that they have business that they can give us, and we know that we have business we can provide to them. So we want to start this relationship by giving, right? We're not going to ask for anything in return until we've proven to them that we're serious about the relationship. You can do that in one of two ways. One, have a client in mind that you've already talked to them, they need an estate attorney, they need a financial advisor. You've already prepped the conversation with that particular client or friend or family member or whatever it is. On the Zoom call with the partner, and you tell them, hey, listen, does this sound like a partnership that you'd like to create? And they're like, yeah, this sounds great. I'd love to. Tell them right then, like, hey, listen, perfect. I want to make sure that you understand how serious I am about this partnership. I don't want anything from you until I've proven that I'm serious. So hold on one second. Grab your phone, call that person. Hey, Joe, it's Walt. Hey, I know we talked yesterday about you needing a financial advisor. I just wanted to let you know that I'm going to introduce you to Jan in just a couple minutes. I'm going to send a text introduction. Just want to let you know what's coming so you can be aware of it. She's amazing. She's a great financial advisor. I got you. I'll talk to you soon. Hang up the phone, send the text introduction. And they go, oh, damn. Okay, like they're not playing around. Like they want to do this. They just put business in front of me, just like that. So lead with value first. Again, that's you serving your own clients at a higher level when you make those introductions anyway, right? Prep one in advance and do that. If you have no clients, you have no sphere, you just moved to a brand new market, you are brand new in real estate, you have absolutely nobody that you could even talk to, which is obviously rare, but let's just assume that's the case. The other thing you can do is you can offer to host an educational Zoom call for the partner. Let's call it an estate planning 101. If I'm on the Zoom with an estate attorney, I'm like, listen, what I'd love to do is I'd love to put dozens of people in front of you that wants to hear from you. Let's do a Zoom. I'll market it. I'll wrangle it. I'll get everybody on the call. And do you already have a presentation? You probably do. Oh yeah, we got a presentation, of course. Great. Let's call it estate planning 101. Pick a day, pick a time. I'm going to wrangle the whole thing, and I'm just going to put a bunch of people on a Zoom call with you that want to hear about what you do. Does that sound good? But yeah, absolutely. Sounds amazing. And now you go into your local Facebook groups, you go into your social spheres, put up a flyer at the local library if you want, and you market that you're doing a free educational Zoom talking about wills and power of attorneys and ladybird deeds and living trust and whatever the estate attorney is going to talk about, right? And you direct people to, on this day at this time, we're going to do a Zoom call. Absolutely no cost. Just jump on and learn. You put 15 people on a Zoom call with your estate attorney partner, you clearly want to help them grow their business, right? That will solidify the partnership in ways that you can't imagine. And here's the weird part about it, right? Not that they would necessarily not ever use that partner, but if you put 15 people on a Zoom call with your estate attorney, after the Zoom call is over, you email the 35 people that registered, because we know not everybody shows up, right? And you say, thanks so much for jumping on with Katie, the estate attorney. That was mind blowing. I hope you got a ton of value out of it. Just a reminder, here's Katie's info again, name, phone number, all the junk. Put her on the email or him on the email. So they now have all of the 35 emails to the people who registered. You just showed a very deliberate intention to grow their business. Even if, which would be astronomically low, but right, let's say not a single person engages with that estate attorney. Doesn't even matter. You put dozens of people on a Zoom call with them. You put dozens of emails in front of them to follow up with. You deliberately tried to grow their business. They'd be kind of silly not to reciprocate at that point, right? And so we really are solidifying a relationship here with these partners by proactively putting business in front of them first. And then we're just going to hold them accountable, right? It's very, very obvious what I want. I'm putting business in front of you. You're putting business in front of me. You told me on our Zoom call when we were introducing each other that you process 3 to 5 people a month through probate. It's 90 days and I haven't heard from you. Did your business dry up? Are you okay? Did something happen? Are you in a hospital? What happened here, partner? Oh, everything's fine. I was concerned because I haven't heard from you in 90 days, but you're clearing 3 to 5 people a month through probate. I just wanted to remind you that we had this partnership. Oh yeah, sorry, I forgot. All right, cool. Well, let me know when you're going to send me some clients too, right? It is a two-way street. You typically don't have to remind them if you set it up this way because you jump in head first, and they're silly not to reciprocate once you put business in front of them. Okay, last but not least, and then I'm going to do a Q&A, and then we're going to do some screen share. I have this slide in every single coaching call that I've ever done. You have been lied to your entire life. Everyone has heard knowledge is power, knowledge is power, knowledge is not power. If you leave this Zoom call when we're done and you don't go execute the strategy I'm teaching you, it is absolutely powerless. It will not do you any good. Take the knowledge, take the tools, take the resources, and go run your business and execute this strategy. All right, more to follow on that. Let me pause right there. Are there any questions up to this point before I dive into some deeper screen share and just really walk you guys through exactly how this works? And we're a fairly small crowd, so if you want to just come off mute and throw it out there, you can. If you want to drop it in the chat, that's fine too, but whatever's good for you. Let me check the chat. Aren't we supposed to suggest 3 professionals? We're not suggesting anybody here. We're building partners and we're putting people in front of people we know will service our clients well. You are not required anywhere. There's not a single legal document in existence that requires you to suggest 3 partners or 3 professionals or 3 home inspectors, 3 lenders. Would you rather put your client in front of 3 people and hope somebody takes care of them? Or would you rather put them in front of the one person you know will take care of them? You are not required to suggest any number of professionals. I would never put somebody in front of somebody I was not 100% confident is going to take great care of them. And if a client of mine ever came back to me and said, hey, just FYI, that guy, that gal, their communication sucked. I wasn't a fan of them. They didn't work for me. Okay, thank you so much. I'm either going to have a serious heart-to-heart conversation with my partner or I'm finding a new one because that's my reputation on the line. And so we're very, very diligent about that. Okay, let's move on. I don't see a ton of other questions, so that's good. I want to do a little bit more screen share and I want to walk through this process with everybody. So how do we find the partners? Can everybody see my Google Maps? It should be loading in just a second. There it goes. You should see it now. Thumbs up. Okay, perfect. Literally, this is as simple as this is, right? A state attorney near Keystone Heights. I live in Keystone Heights. My house is right here on Lake Brooklyn, right? So this is my city, little tiny town. I'm going to go Google Maps, CPA near me, financial advisor near me, a state attorney near me, right? Whatever you want to do. And we're going to look through their business presence and we're going to do a quick screening process to see, are they the right fit for our partnership? Now, remember, we're looking in this particular case for estate attorneys. There's lots of types of attorneys, right? Maybe you're looking for divorce lawyers. Maybe you're looking for bankruptcy attorneys, but we're looking for a specific type of lawyer as we do this. Law offices of D. Mark Natterboff, eminent domain lawyer. I do not need an eminent domain lawyer. They will not do the thing that I need them to do. It's not the right fit. So I already know that that's not my partner. Taylor and Taylor, I've looked them up. Paul Newell, I've looked him up. He's actually not around anymore. This is old. He hasn't been in business for years, right? Veronica Owens is actually my estate attorney partner here. What we want to look at is when we jump on here really fast, right? This is not horrible, 4.3 out of 5 stars. It's not bad reviews, right? But as I look at the review and I sort it by newest, his last 2 reviews were years ago. So is he not doing business anymore? Did something change? Is this old data? As it happens to be, Paul Newell passed away a couple of years ago. He's not in the business anymore. So obviously I can't use him as my partner. It doesn't make sense. So that's how we're going to do this. We're literally just going to jump online. 4.6 out of 5 stars. That's really solid reviews. Last review was 3 months ago. She's out there working and doing the thing still. So now I know they're working, they're active, they've got a solid professional presence. I'm going to find their website, dig into that a little bit, make sure that I've got the right partner. Shift focus to my other estate attorney. This is OC Law Group out of Gainesville. They're a different county, so I have 2 different estate attorneys in 2 different counties. When I go to their website, I use the same process, by the way. Estate attorney near Gainesville, sifted, sorted, found the ones that I thought would be good. I want to see, do they do probate? That's the most important thing for my estate attorney. I need to know that they're processing people through real estate probate. So right at the top of the website, wills, trust, probate, real estate. These are my people. Practice areas, estate planning, probate, wealth preservation, real estate. These are clearly my people. You'll notice that the only phone number is the office number, right? There are obviously from the picture multiple attorneys. So I don't know that I need to talk to any one particular one. So instead I go contact us. And I literally just use the contact us button to submit the initial inquiry about what I'm looking to do. Okay. I'm going to show you what that looks like in just a second, but we've all seen these contact us pages, right? Super easy. Drop your info, type what you want to type. I'm going to show you a copy and paste of exactly what you would put into this in order to start the conversation with that partner. And it looks like this. This is verbatim a copy and paste of what I use to start my partnerships. Now, I will tell you that I reached out using Katie Nipper in Gainesville as an example. In the Gainesville market, I reached out to 3 different estate attorney offices. All of them got this exact same copy and paste into the contact us button of the website. Okay. Now, the first one, you'll change slightly because you're not in Gainesville, right? You might tweak that slightly. The second paragraph is your bio, essentially. You're going to reword that. You are probably not a Central Virginia previous realtor, yada, yada, yada. So you're going to rewrite that, something that is a personal connection for you, okay? The bottom two are almost verbatim. You don't have to even touch those. That's where you're saying, this is what I'm looking to do. If you are interested in forming a partnership with me, reach out, let's talk. All right. So very, very simple copy and paste. This goes into the contact us of their website. Reached out to 3 in that market specifically. 1 never got back to me at all. Great. They're not my partner. Didn't waste any time figuring that one out. Moving on, right? No big deal. That's a good thing. 1 got back to me and said, hey, Walt, we received your message. Thanks so much, but we're not interested. Okay, cool, great. I didn't have to waste any time talking with somebody. I know they're not my partner, right? Easy filtering process. The third one at OC Law Group, their administrative assistant at the office got back to me and she said, Walt, thanks so much for reaching out. Mrs. OC, who is the head of the company, doesn't do our estate planning, but Katie Nepper, our estate attorney, would love to talk to you. When can we set up a meeting? Bam, there we go. Let's set up a meeting. So we get on a Zoom call with Katie Nepper. Now, the first thing I did, once I knew that I was going to talk to Katie Nepper, which is that gal right there, is I went back to their website and I read Katie's bio. Why? Because remember that 80-20 rule, right? I want to make some personal connections here before we start diving into business. We would do that with any relationship we're trying to form. So as I read through Katie's bio, I noticed a few things. 1, she's a former collegiate athlete. I'm a former marathon runner with a first in my age group trophy on my desk. Boom, instantly we have something in common, right? We can talk about sports and the fact that we're athletes. She graduated with high honors, top of her class at law school. Awesome. I graduated summa cum laude with a 4.0 GPA with my business degree. Instantly, we have something in common. We are academically successful. We could talk about that. As I go down, she has dogs. Great. I have 5 dogs and 2 cats. I'm going to ask her about her dogs. She likes to travel. I've been to 25 different countries. We both like to travel. So there's all these little things that I pulled out of her bio that had nothing to do with estate planning, nothing to do with real estate. It's her personally, right? That's the connection I want to make. So we got on a 30-minute Zoom call, and about 20 minutes of our 30-minute Zoom call was me talking about this stuff. I said right from the get-go, I said, hey, before we get started talking business, I'm just curious. I was reading your bio and I noticed you have dogs. I have 5 dogs. What kind of dogs do you have? And we talked for 5 minutes about our dogs. Hey, I also noticed that you said you love to travel. I've been to 25 different countries. What's your favorite country you've ever been to? We talked for 10 minutes about how when she was a kid, she traveled abroad and she studied in Italy for a few months and it was the most amazing thing and blah, blah, blah. Opened up her aperture on the world because she got to see a different culture and people, right? We just had a great conversation about that. And like literally the last 10 minutes was the script about how we kind of solidified the conversation, the relationship. And I'll show you that script here as well. This is the script that I kind of generally, I get scripts are frameworks. Okay. So don't get super nitty gritty on the particulars, but this is basically the conversation we had after we built the connection, right? It was super simple. I'm looking to form a strategic partnership in which we contribute to each other's businesses in mutually beneficial ways. Simple, right? One of the things I asked her, I already knew the answer because I'm a nerd and I know all the data and I researched the stats, but I would like to ask her, how many clients would you say need a realtor on any given month? Statistically speaking, the average estate attorney runs 3 to 5 people through probate a month on a normal year. Sometimes it's higher, sometimes it's lower, but 3 to 5 on average. That does not mean that all 3 to 5 of them need a realtor, that they may have a family member, they may have a friend, they may already have one, but the estate attorney knows 3 to 5 times a month, someone's going to sell some assets, right? So there's a great partnership to form there. And I basically just asked, so let me ask you, are those clients, once you've cleared them through probate, are they just kind of out there on their own to find a realtor who's going to take care of them like you did in a sea of 2 million licensed agents? Are they just kind of off on their own at that point? Yeah, it's not really what we do. Oh man, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, wouldn't it make more sense for you and I to form a partnership where you knew they were going to get taken care of as an extension of the relationship that you already built with them, that I could serve them well? Wouldn't it make sense for us to partner together so we could do that? Right? Which is a very simple conversation. There's nothing complex about this. And then you go into, here's how we want to form the relationship. So with Katie, I literally was brand new to Florida. I moved from Central Virginia. I had no past clients. I didn't have a bunch of people to refer her to. So I literally put a Zoom call together, and I put dozens of people on a Zoom call with Katie. Within a month of us meeting, we hosted a Zoom call where she just taught an audience about estate planning. At the end of the call, everyone who registered, whether they showed up or not, got the email. Thank you so much. Katie is amazing. Hope you got tons of value out of that. Here's her information again in case you have any other questions. And Katie's on that email. I showed a very, very deliberate intention to grow her business. Now, fast forward a month or so, I'm leaving a listing appointment and my phone rings. So I'm getting into my car. So I didn't answer it because I'm literally like stepping out of someone's driveway into my car, and immediately got the voicemail, put it on speaker, and I listened to the voicemail. And the voicemail said, "Hi, Walter. My name is Nadine. You don't know me. Katie Nepper gave me your information. I need to sell my late sister's house. When can you meet me?" That's the whole voicemail. So I called them back immediately and I said, "Hey, Nadine, I'm so sorry I missed your call just now. I was actually leaving another client's house. Tell me more about what's going on." "Well, my sister bought this house a couple years ago and she had just finished remodeling it. And then she went into the hospital. And unfortunately, she passed away a few months ago. And Katie walked us through probate. So we're ready to sell the house now. And she said, I needed to call you because you could get it sold for me. We're just ready to list it. When can we meet? What are you doing tomorrow morning?" Right? So I show up to the sister's house, who the other sister is the executive for. I walk through the house, beautiful house. I brought some comps with me. You know, we were going to talk numbers. And before I ever even talked numbers with her, I walked literally 15 minutes. She walked me through the house. And I said, "Okay, well, before we talk numbers, what initial questions do you have for me?" And she said, "Oh, I don't have any questions. Where do I sign?" That, okay. And that was my first listing with an estate attorney. Less than a month later, I sold a $500,000 lake house in Hawthorne, an estate sale. My very first closed transaction in January of 2025 from an estate attorney. I have an active listing on the market right now from that same estate attorney, right? I've never paid a referral fee. I've never done any marketing. I've never done any lead generation. These are just great partnerships where when I have someone that says the word estate attorney, I know where they're going. I am going to make that introduction. If I see someone on a Facebook group that I don't even know say, "I'm looking for someone who can update our will," I got you. I have an amazing estate attorney partner. I'll make an intro right now. Right? I just drive business to her, and she drives business to me. It's as simple as that. So this is a very tangible way to get listing business at absolutely no cost to you. Okay, let me unshare my screen one more time. I've been yapping at you guys for like 30, 35 minutes. What questions do you have for me up to this point? And I'm going to share the Google Drive again, because I know a couple people jumped on a little bit late. The resources for everything we just talked about are in that Google Drive, including a replay of this coaching call. So you can go rewatch it, use the resources, follow along exactly how to do this. What questions do you guys have for me?
I have a question.
What you got?
So, how are you finding with attorneys, like how you actually get your foot through the door? Are you going through the secretary and trying to, talk to them first and in emails or what? Because, of course, whenever you call their office, it's all, secretary.
That's why I use the contact us button. It's going to go
Okay.
to the secretary one way or the other, but rather than me try to explain on the phone what I'm looking for in a very short, concise amount of time,
Right.
I can send them that templated. This is specifically what I'm asking for, what I'm looking to do. If you're interested, reach out to me.
Okay. And
And that
did you have good luck with them reaching back out to you?
2 out of 3 reached back out to me. 1 out of 3 became my partner.
That's pretty good.
That's 33% success rate and a 66% conversion.
Yeah.
Technically, right? One did not get back to me. One said no thanks. One said let's go.
Okay.
Right. So that worked really well. Now my other partner in a smaller town here in Keystone Heights, I literally just, she's local here. We somehow bumped into each other on Facebook and I called her and I said, "Hey, I'd love to come meet you and talk about building a partnership. I went directly to her one-on-one. I didn't even have another one in the market, and we solidified that partnership.
Right.
Yeah, so you can do it any way you like. The templated contact us works pretty well because it's hard to explain to a secretary in 30 seconds while they're trying to get you off the phone what you're trying
Yeah.
to do. If
Exactly.
you send the email, they're going to read the email and go, oh, this was very well laid out. Makes sense. I understand here. I'm not the person to answer this as the secretary. That's John Smith. That's Katie Nepper. Hey, Katie, this realtor wanted to talk to you about building a partnership, right? And we can go that route. So that actually works really well sometimes using the contact us button.
Okay. Cool.
Keith, I saw your comment there. Did you mention something about a gift? Yeah, the gift is business, right? The gift is a client I can introduce to my partner. So if I'm talking to a financial advisor, I'm going to have somebody already in mind that I need to introduce to my financial advisor. If I'm talking to an estate attorney, I'm going to have a client already in mind that maybe they need to update their will, they need to draft a power of attorney, they need some services that that estate attorney can provide. Or if I don't have anybody at all, I will opt. The gift is let me do a Zoom call for you and put a whole bunch of clients in front of you, right? So that's the gift. The gift is I told you I want business, but I'm going to give you business first so you know I'm serious and it's not just a one-way street. Yeah. Tax season starting soon. How would you reach out to CPAs now? Yeah, so great. It's always a great time to reach out to CPAs and financial advisors too. For the first quarter of the year, a lot of investors are trying to find the next investment. So they're talking to the financial advisors about investments as well. Use the exact same process. Go to Google Maps, put in CPA near me, financial advisor near me, bankruptcy attorney near me, look through their online reviews, see if they are like, if they have like 7 different names in the business, probably not going to really value the relationship, but you're looking for a decent online presence. You want to go to their website and verify they do in fact do estate attorney stuff or financial advisor stuff or CPAs, right? CPAs and financial advisors, you don't have to vet quite as hard because that's what they do. For the lawyer space, sometimes you'll get like other kinds of lawyers whose website will pop up as well. And you just want to make sure that you're talking to the right folks. The process is exactly the same. Now for the CPAs, I just asked the question, right? How for this any of these partners, right? You could same basic question. How many clients would you say you talk to in any given month? Let's just say we're talking to a CPA here. How many clients would you say you talk to in a given month, CPA? Statistically, this depending on the size of the firm, that number is in the hundreds. 200, 300, 400 people every month that they're touching base with. So if your partner bothered to take 15 seconds on those calls to just ask the question, are you thinking about buying or selling any real estate in the next few months? Oh, you are. Great. Listen, do you already have an amazing realtor you're working with? Because if you don't, I have a phenomenal realtor partner I'd love to connect you with. His name is Walt, and he's amazing. I'll do a text intro right now. He can talk more about real estate and how that folds into your overall financial plan. Just ask the question. Have I ever done a Zoom with multiple? Yes, I've done Zoom, especially CPAs, because we live in a world where all of our colleagues are self-employed professionals. So I have done Zoom calls with my CPA for dozens and dozens and dozens of other real estate agents. Right? They're not necessarily my client, but there's still value for the real estate agent to have a great CPA. There's still value to the CPA to talk to real estate agents. So I made that connection and I host a Zoom call. I like to host a Zoom call at least once a year. I want to do it when we first solidify the relationship, of course, but I like to do it once a year, right? I just did another estate planning 101 a couple weeks ago. And then I had my financial advisor on last Friday, I think it was. I round robin through and I talked to, you're always talking to your partners about how things are going and what's new. And so just periodically, if we haven't done one in 6 or 7 months, I'll say, hey, you think it's about time to do another financial planning 101, another estate planning 101, another how to build wealth from self-employed professionals for the CPA, right? We're always trying to engage with a different audience every time, right? It's easy, it's free, doesn't take a lot of time, but it builds your brand and your social media presence, right? Because you're the face of the event in all the local Facebook groups, on your social. You're the person wrangling all these events that are taking place that are adding value. So it's great to help you build your own brand in your market, but it also drives new business to your partners. Hopefully that answers your question, Karen. That was a great question. All righty. Ladies and gents, that's all I got for you. Any last minute questions, thoughts, comments, concerns before I wrap up and let you guys go? I'll drop the resources in there one more time. Just make sure everybody has them. I will email everyone the replay, the resources. Actually, I'll email you the resources because now the replay is in the resources. I'll email that out to everybody after, so you'll have it as something you can catalog. Don't be shy if you have questions. There is a PDF of the presentation in there as well, so that QR code you can still scan. You start working this and you have other questions, shoot me a note, reach out, let me know. Happy to help. Going once, going twice. All right, folks, have a fantastic day. Go put this into action and actually grow your business with it. Have a wonderful Friday.